What up, y'all? Welcome to a Sunday conversation with Mr. Lamar Harris. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going, brother?
Good, man. Thank you so much for coming over. We got a fight coming up in a couple days, don't we?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 6 days away from fight night.
Hey, let's go, man. So thank you for coming over. We're just going to do a quick breakdown of the fights, guys. I'm excited. I know a lot of other people are excited, but if y'all don't know, Mr. Lamar is president,
Yes,
matchmaker, coach, promoter, father.
Just a little bit of everything.
So thank you so much for your time. I know you're a busy dude, but I wanted to get you over and start talking about some of these fights, man. I know we were just kind of talking off camera. I'm starting to get to know a lot of the guys in the area, and you've been in the fight game for a little bit, and you already know a lot of the gyms and a lot of the guys and what they bring. So I thought it'd be a good opportunity to give all the folks out there who are going to come show up or want to show up to see some of these guys, man. So thank you so much for coming over.
I appreciate the invite, brother. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, man. So we can go from the bottom of the card, man, and
Yes,
we can kind of go from there, and we can kind of just talk about a little bit of the fighters and what the game is, and we can kind of just move up the card from there if you're cool with that.
Cool with that. Let's get it.
Let's go, man. So what's the first? Well, first of all, Pebble Hills High School.
Pebble Hills High School, December 7th. Doors open at 6 p.m. Be there because it's going to be big. It's going to be massive. You don't want to wait in a long line outside in the cold. So people start lining up about 5 o'clock. I would try to get there about 5.
Yeah, man. So how easy or how did this card come about there at this location real quick?
So what happened was our original date was December 14th. But we ran into some problems with the commission because another organization had a bigger organization in like upstate had they wanted to do their event on the 14th. So they basically pushed us off to the side, and we had to change the date. So when we told our old venue, the one that we were going to originally use, about the date, they were booked for that date already.
Yeah.
So we pretty much had no choice but to use the high school, and we're thankful for it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a beautiful high school. I mean, compared to the schools I grew up on.
Yeah.
You know, it's a nice school. You know. And I'm blessed to still be able to do the event. You know?
Yeah, man. And a lot of people don't understand. It's not that easy just to say, hey, we're going to have a fight this day and have everybody show up. There's a lot of paperwork, a lot of things in the background that you guys deal with, all the KFL guys in the back that take care of. And a lot of people don't understand that. It's just not easy saying, hey, we're going to fight here this day and that's it. Because there's a lot of paperwork, commission, insurance. People got to get their stuff done. So, you know, shout out to you and the rest of the team that take care of that stuff. Cause you could have just scrapped the card and be like, damn, I guess we'll start in January.
Yeah, we got a good team, man. Shout out to my partners, Ricky and Lonnie, man. They're amazing. But yeah, it's I send hundreds of emails every day, you know. It's a lot of work. It's not just as easy as, hey, we're all gonna fight here, come out, you know. It's a lot of work required.
Yeah, man. So let's go from the bottom of the card if you want to talk about the first fight of the night that we got lined up.
All right, perfect. Well, so we had to make a change, man. So unfortunately, this Jack Nickel and Leon Hernandez fight, we had to cancel this fight. You know, they were ready, man. They're both great fighters, beautiful boxing, man. I mean, Jack and Leon, they're known for their hands, you know. But we lost the fight. Leon had some personal things he had going on. He unfortunately couldn't get the date off work, and he has a great job. So I mean, you know, I couldn't force him to do that. I mean, I understand where he came from. They really wanted to fight each other bad, but Leon just his job, he couldn't get the days off. I mean, it's part of the game, you know.
Yeah, and that's another thing people don't understand. All these guys are doing this on their own. They're paying their own bills. They're paying their own things to be fighting, to have an opportunity to showcase their skills and, you know, possibly keep moving on. So a lot of people don't understand that it's just not that easy to put your life on hold to go fight, right?
Exactly. Especially as an amateur, you know, you're not getting paid. So definitely don't recommend you quitting your job for a fight, you know. So, and he has a good career. So, you know, shout out to him. Shout out to Jack. You know, hopefully we can make that fight on the next KFL.
And that's another thing, too, that you guys are so understanding. And it's not like, hey, you know, it is what it is. And, you know, no hard feelings. But, you know, the show must go on. But you did replace it already.
Yep.
So we got to fight on replace. So don't worry, folks. We got fights.
We still got 15 fights. We replaced that fight today with Josh Perez and Jad Powell from Altero Combat Sports. So these guys fought in a Muay Thai exhibition before. It was a war.
Damn.
It was a war. The fight is on YouTube. So now the only thing that changes is everything goes, you know, it's full MMA now. So Josh ended up winning the first fight for Primal. And I mean, it was a war though, man. These guys were just walking each other down, just big shots, just banging each other, a bloody mess. So now they get to meet in the cage, and they're the first fight of the night for MMA.
Set the tone, man.
Yeah, and
you gotta set the tone, guys.
Super similar styles. They're both crazy, man. It's gonna be a hell of a fight to start it off. It's gonna be a lot of oohs and ahs to So do not miss the first fight because that it's gonna be loud in there.
Set the tones for the fight.
Yeah.
And what weight class is that?
Welterweight.
Welterweight. There's some y'all don't understand. 170 dudes are pretty big dudes because when they're fighting, they're ended up like 180, 185 the next day. So there's a lot of people think like, oh, 170 is not that big, dude. 155ers are big. You know what I mean?
Some big boys.
All right, so we got the next one coming. What was the next fight you got lined up on the card?
So we got Elijah Quinn and Paul Dakota. So, Paul Dakota, he comes from EKA, man. That's all I need to say, man. EKA, shout out to Carlos, shout out to Jesse. Those guys know what they're doing over there, man. That's a monster house of a team,
Yeah.
if not the top team in the city, And then Elijah Quinn, I actually seen him fight in Las Cruces, I want to say about 6-7 months ago. And he fought a guy from El Paso who was great, man. And Quinn pulled off the fight with a sick triangle from the bottom and finished the fight. So I think these guys both have about 2 fights, and it's going to be a great fight.
Yeah,
man.
and that one's like a straight up, from what you're saying, it's a striker versus grappler kind of thing, man. I know that Paul's a stand-up guy and he loves to strike. I'm sure Quinn can strike too, but at the end of the day, this is MMA.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And they're going in there to, Paul's gonna try to right the wrong from his last promotion fight. I spoke to him and he seems like mentally trying to get going. And I'm sure Quinn kind of keep the momentum going and get another fight under his belt, another W.
Quinn's a big boy, man. I follow him on Instagram. He's a solid kid, man. He's a big guy, man. And Paul, man, I mean, he got all the professionals to work with, and so that's gonna be a great fight right there. Paul usually brings a lot of people with him, so let's see how that plays in the factor of the fight. If Quinn's gonna let that get to him, or Quinn's just gonna come upset the city.
Right, hey, because he is coming out of town. Because I know a lot of guys are coming from out of town, to spoil the home soil for a lot of the guys that have all their friends or family out here, man.
Sir.
So those are those 2 fights, and I think what is that, a 155 or 160? 60?
That fight right there, I believe we agreed on a catch weight of 50.
Okay,
It was either 50 or 55.
okay,
Yeah,
man. So that we got those 2 fights, and moving on to the next one here.
So we got Diego from SVG Academy versus Trenton. Trenton comes from Alamogordo over there in that missile range. Alamogordo missile range over there. And Diego's from SVG Academy here in El Paso. So Diego, unfortunately, his first 2 fights didn't go his way. So, I mean, he's been putting in the work. I mean, this is a new Diego that I've been seeing,
Yeah.
And Trenton, I mean, they say he's been training for a while. He came from Arizona. Now he moved over to New Mexico. From what I'm hearing is his jiu-jitsu is just spectacular. He also is well-rounded. He can do Muay Thai, everything. So it's a very good fight. This is Trenton's debut fight. And Diego, this is going to be his 3rd fight. So it's very, very even match fight, man. I mean, may the best man win.
Yeah, I know Diego will say, man, I needed to work on a lot of things when I talked to him on the interview. And he knows what he had to work on. And he seems like the state of mind is there, especially coming on 0-2 and a guy coming out for his debut.
Yeah.
He's going to be like, oh man, I got to make sure that I don't go 0-3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, everything that he's put into. And then Quinn, there's a good opportunity to be like, hey, I deserve to be here. Yeah. I'm fighting a guy that has already 2 fights in and, possibly come in and do his thing and be like 1-0 on his debut.
Trenton, I mean, this guy, he's sold over 50-something tickets already, man, from out of town. So he has a big crowd coming with him too. So you would think like the El Paso had the favorite. But I mean, Trenton, those guys are rolling deep in the event. So I'm super excited to see what these guys could do.
Yeah, man. And then shout out to all the guys that are out of town that are bringing folks down here. You know what I mean? We're excited to see all different types of people. I mean, we're all MMA fans. We're all combat sport fans. So the more, the merrier. Coming up the next fight here, who do we got?
So we got Julio Marquez and Zay from Altero. Isaiah is good, man.
God, man, he's a stud. Dude, anytime, anywhere, this kid, man, he's fought like I think 5 times within the last couple months, man.
Yeah, that team Altero, man. Shout out to Dylan, man. He's doing a good job with them, man. Mike Sell, Zay, all those guys, Jed. Those guys are active, man.
Yeah.
Dylan's super active. I mean, his first year fighting, I think Dylan fought 5-6 times.
Yeah.
And Zay, he fights every time he can. Yeah. You guys got to remember, Zay is still in high school.
Dude, he was telling me, like, I go from here, I go to school, I go to wrestling practice, I go to jiu-jitsu tournaments. I was like, bro, I had no idea.
Yeah.
He's such a young dude.
Yeah, he's a monster, man. And then Julio, I've heard about him through one of my friends, Malik, and that comes from Cruces, and they say Julio's a dog too. So I mean, this is gonna be a dog fight right here. I mean, Zay has great wrestling, he's proved it in his last fight, man. He dominated, start to finish with his wrestling, And he just came off of an exhibition as well, just to get his feet wet again, because he just stays so active.
Yeah.
He put on a show. I mean, it was beautiful. I think he won by head kick knockout. So Zay is Zay's a
Tall, lean dude.
tall.
Yeah, man. Tall, lean dude. For
Yeah,
sure.
they're fighting at 150. So I mean, this dude Zay's what 6'2", 6'3" at 150.
Yeah, for sure. He's like you guys are like pretty much eye to eye.
And Julio's solid, man. Solid, strong, short, muscular guy, man. So
the height, hey, I always love the height versus fighter because I'm a small dude, and every time I would do tournaments and wrestle, I was either a short, stubby guy like me or a tall, lanky guy. So we're gonna see that fight,
yes, sir,
and see how it pulls out.
It's gonna be a banger. Julio, he's got a lot of family coming in too, and I know Zay has a great support from his wrestling team.
Yeah, man, that's so badass, man. Next fight, ooh, this one's a banger too as well. I got to know, and this is a cool thing, guys. I'm always full transparent. I'm still getting into the combat scene, and everybody's so welcoming. And working with these promotions and gyms, I'm starting to be like, God, man, I like both these guys.
It's hard, man. It's hard.
So talk about this next one, man.
So we got Logan Barbarian and Rudy Soto from SVG. So Logan, man, Logan's great, man. I got him on Instagram. He's a great friend of mine, actually, man. He's real good holding pads, for his teammates. He's good. I told Logan I just want him to believe in himself a little bit more, because we're our biggest critics, You have to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, then nobody will. You have to know going into that fight that I can win this fight or I will win this fight. And I always tell Soto the same thing because they're super similar.
Yeah.
Soto won his last fight. He won against a guy from Steel Dragon who was also tough. Soto put on a beautiful performance. So we matched these guys because we felt it was a very, very even fight. I mean, it can go either way. And Soto knows that. And we told both of them, you got to prepare like you're going against the champ,
Yeah.
And Logan's coming from Empire, they're tough.
Yeah.
We got the champ Cesar Sandoval from Empire. So he has great training partners. And so does Soto. Soto has a lot of pros in the gym with him and stuff, pushing him every day. But I think that's going to be a good fight right there. It's just who believes in themselves in that fight. That's all I can say. Whoever just wants it more, man.
Yeah.
You gotta want it. You gotta want it. And Logan is a great friend of mine. And so is Soto, man. So it's
and that's the thing, it goes back to you. It's like you as a promoter, matchmaker, you have to set those aside and you're looking at it from afar. Like, you know what? I like both these guys, but both these guys fighting together makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Fight.
So being able to detach yourself and at the same time put that promoter hat, because it makes sense for both their careers too and for the fight promotion.
Yep. Logan has a lot of heart, man. He went out there for Melee and fought for them, and he fought a tough guy, man, on his first fight. It didn't go his way, but for him to even step in there and do that, it showed me a lot, and I just want Logan to show up to the fight and give it all he has. Same thing for Rudy Soto. Bring it and put on a show for the fans.
Hell yeah, man. I'm excited for that one. Both animals. God, man, I love it. And that's the best thing. I'm a fight fan, y'all. A lot of guys that are getting to know me or have known me, I'm just the NFL for a lot of people, the UFC and combat sports for me, man. So getting involved in the local scene and getting to know some of these guys and how much time they put in and effort and everything they have to do for these fights. So I'm excited for them. We got next one lined up. We got a debut. I want to say debut. And we got Mr. I don't want
Hajasi.
And he,
that's how you say it.
And he had
Yuri.
He had a tough one coming. Yeah, Yuri had a tough one coming out.
Yeah.
KFL one. That guy is a monster too.
Boy, he's a tank. Yuri, man, that boy is a tank. If you never see Yuri, it's like a little Brock Lesnar.
Dog, I remember when we were at KFL one, and he was warming up, and I was like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
He's like a little NFL linebacker.
Yeah.
Man. And then Devin Pippin, man, from Empire. So I've been trying to get him on the card for a while, and I'm thankful to be able to have him on this card. He's a stud, man.
Yeah.
His wrestling, it's next level, man.
When I talked to him, he was downplaying, man. I saw you, man. You're downplaying yourself. But yeah, man, I'm excited. Two big dudes. He's a tall, lean dude. And, Yuri's a tough grappler too, but they could both throw hands. And, I know Devin's coming out for his debut and Yuri's trying to right that wrong from KFL 1. So, and that is a 170?
No, that fight is actually a 55, man. And Yuri just put on I think he won split decision or Yuri unfortunately lost his last fight by decision, but against Dakota.
Dakota's a monster too, man.
High level brown belt, super skilled wrestling. So for you to go to decision with somebody like that, Dakota has over 10 something fights, man. And for you to keep up with that is amazing, and Pip and I've seen him in the gym working, and yeah, man, this is right here. I think it's gonna be a great fight. It might be fight of the night.
Yeah, man. And that's the best thing. A lot of these fights can be, and it has the potential to, because you set those up to all have them those opportunities for both fighters to go out there, put a show, and put a stamp, and clean climb in the ranks, man. With that being said, we got a next one. We got two dudes, Peak, and I don't even want to pronounce my homeboy's name. Dude. Both guys too, man. I know Peak is an intense dude.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Yeah, he fought at KFL 1, and coming back and coming back from KFL 2, I know he wants some revenge, man.
Man, those Peak brothers, they do not care, man. It starts with the oldest brother, Sterling Peak. I mean, those guys just do not care. Anytime I hit those guys up and be like, hey, I got a fight for you, I'd be like, his name's so and so. They cut me off right away. And
fucking set it up.
I don't even finish the name, and they're like, no, I'm in. I'm like, okay, like you don't even know who you're gonna fight. No, I don't care. Just run it, So I want to give a shout out to Carlos from CFC. First of all, to start that off right away. This fight was supposed to happen on CFC due to something happened, man, and the fight didn't go through. So out of respect for Carlos, I called Carlos up because they still want to fight each other. And Carlos told me, hey man, go ahead and do it.
That's what's up.
I want to give a shout out to CFC. It's nothing but love to CFC. We had our differences in the past. Everything's aside, man. Carlos is my boy, man. And we talk all the time. Me and Carlos talk 3-4 times a week.
Yeah.
For the people that don't know. Just want to, clear that.
And that's cool that you took the opportunity, because a lot of people don't understand. There's a lot of things that happen in the back. And that's another thing too, is just like, he said, she said, whatever. But the fact that you said, hey man, it was a misunderstanding. We cleared it up. Yep. We're good moving forward.
People don't understand that Carlos used to corner me in some of my fights, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's helped me so much, and we've helped each other grow, So it's nothing but love to CFC, man. There's 2 organizations here in El Paso, and I'm completely fine with it. You can fight for whoever you want to. You can fight for both of us. Me and Carlos work together, and stay tuned for the future. We might have to do some little combine something. Champ, But so let's talk about that fight. So
yeah, man. So Peak.
This is the fight that the crowd is gonna want. So
yeah.
This is gonna be a stand-up fight the whole time.
Yes.
Nobody's gonna wrestle. They're gonna slug it out for 15 minutes unless someone gets dropped.
Yeah.
Because, Peak, he comes super aggressive with everything he does. He has just an aggressive demeanor. And Pineda's young, man. He just turned 18.
Yes, he's a young dude.
His first fight with us, he was 17.
Dude, I saw him fight at CFC. It didn't go his way too, but he fought a solid dude. Yeah. You know what I mean? And somebody said, yeah, he was, I forgot who was talking to his coach. Was like, yeah, you're only, tienes 18 años, you're only 18. I'm like, what the
yeah.
Holy shit, this kid's out here, and that's the thing. A lot of these guys, y'all don't understand. They've been training and been performing, maybe wrestling, jiu-jitsu tournaments, kickboxing. Mm-hmm. So when you see them in the cage, there's work before that. Their age doesn't, they're young, but they've been putting in the time.
Yeah, I believe they both started real young. If you go back, and I'm friends with them on social media, if you go back to like Peak's page and see, he started, I don't know, 10, 11 years old. Same with Pineda,
Mm-hmm.
And these guys are going to slug it out, man. Pineda won on our first. He fought for us. I think 2 events ago. He lost on CFC, and then he won for us. And he fought a guy named Cassius, and Pineda put on a show. Man. Yep. He won first round by armbar. So it's gonna be a good fight, man. And only reason that fight went to the ground is because I think Cassius took it there. But Pineda wants to stand, and so does Peak. So
at them hands,
this right here is gonna be the fight that everyone's gonna love.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. And that I want to say, is that a 135?
Yes, sir. That fight's at 135.
135. Nice. That makes sense for them. Next fight. Oof. Love both these guys too, man. I hate this.
This fight.
I hate this. But Tavares versus Martinez.
Oh, man.
Empire versus
Zen martial arts. Empire versus Zen. Chris Tavares, he's a dog. Man.
Yes.
He's a monster. He's got a good build, man. Such a nice kid, man.
Yes.
Such a nice kid. You wouldn't even think he's a fighter if you talk to him, man.
Yeah.
The guy can bang. The guy can wrestle. He does a little bit of everything, man. And Sam used to be from SVG Academy, so I've got to know Sam, and he's great too.
Yeah, man.
He won on the last CFC. He put on a tough fight against Adon, and Adon's a killer, man. That boy's ready. So Sam has proven that he can keep up with the best. And these guys have a little back and forth, with Sam and Empire have a little history. They don't like each other, and so it's gonna be a good fight, man.
Yeah.
Sam says he's Sam said he's taking out all of Empire one by one.
Mm-hmm.
So Chris Tavares was like, you got to come through first.
Right. And that's the thing too, like having some good, obviously El Paso in this area is not that big, but it's growing, and it's going to get to the point where a lot of these guys have to fight each other, unfortunately. but some good in-city rivalry. Nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah,
Nothing wrong with that. As long as it stays on the mats,
Yeah,
or
exactly.
in the cage.
It was a little bad blood, but after the fight, I'm sure they'll be cool and they'll get the respect from each other, you know. And
Yeah.
I'm excited for that fight, man. Both super nice kids, man, and nothing but love to both of them, man. Shout out to Empire, man. Definitely shout out to Coach Mondo at Zen, man. That's my man, right?
Yeah.
He's the best. He's the OG, the legend.
Yeah, man.
And everybody loves Mondo.
Yeah,
man.
and that's the thing too. I'm starting to get to know a lot of the people that have been in the fight scene, and like, hey, man, you know, this person used to train with this person, and I'm like, what? That's so cool.
Yeah.
So so that one, Tavares, Empire MMA, and I spoke to both of them on the interviews. You guys want to check those out. And one thing that I got from Sam, that was the first time I met him, and man, just his state of mind, his mentality, like he is sharp. But Tavares is, I mean, he's already got 2 fights under his belt, so I mean, he knows what he's doing, and he knows what he wants to do, man.
Probably one of the biggest promotions in Texas so far, you know, in the second fight. So
yeah,
he's doing something right.
Right?
You know?
So that one, look out for that one, man. Banger. That one's at a 125 or 130.
Sam and Chris Tavares are meeting at 135.
Okay, bet 135 on that one. And we got a character over here in this Rubio next fight, man.
Crazy Zoe.
Dude, I don't know him yet, but I've seen him fight at least 2 times.
Yeah.
Always puts out a show.
Oh man, he loves it. He just crazy.
Yeah.
I call him great. I call him Crazy Zoe, man. He's a character, man. I mean, at the last event, he wasn't gonna fight for another 4 or 5 hours. He had his hands wrapped, gloves on, mouthpiece in, walking around. I was like, hey, bro, you got like 10 more fights till you go out there. He's like, no, I'm
ready right now.
I was like, maybe go sit down for a little bit.
Right.
Zoe, man, and he's one of those guys like the Peak Brothers, man.
Mm-hmm.
Call him up. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah.
I mean, he just fought in the exhibition. He put on a whooping, man. You see that, man?
Yeah.
He put on a little clinic out there. So he's going against Jay from SVG. Jay's a real technician, man. He's a technical striker, man. Has a good ground too. So it's gonna be your brawler versus technician type fight. You know, he's hungry right now. His first 2 fights, he fought against 2 tough guys, you know, and it didn't go his way. So now he's ready. Yeah. He says it's redemption. He's ready.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and Rubio, like I said, when you guys check him out, man, he is genuinely having a good time, man. I've seen him fight twice, and he is genuinely looking to get in there, throw some hands, and put on a show, man.
Zoe is a tough guy, man. Shout out to Zoe, man. He's crazy. He's gonna come in there. I don't know what color hair he's gonna have. It might be purple, it might be green, it might be blue, but Zoe's a man, and I like guys like Zoe. Yeah. Those are the easy guys. As a matchmaker too, not only am I the president, I'm also the matchmaker. Dealing with people like Zoe is so easy. Yeah. You can call up and say, hey, I got this fight for you. Run it.
Let's get it.
Run it. You sure? You're like, I'm down.
Yeah, man.
Fight. Like,
if y'all want to fight, that's how y'all get fights. You know what I mean?
Show me you're down to fight.
Yeah, man.
Super picky. If you're super picky, then I'll call you at the end. You know?
Yeah, man. Get some fights under your belt, then maybe you could have a little bit of say, man. But I'm sure KFL could take care of you. Yeah. Next fight, one of my faves, and like I said, guys, I'm gel, but there's a guy, I like everybody. I want everybody we've been, but Mr. Handsome
Javi, man.
Handsome Javi, man.
Such a great kid, man. Good looking kid.
Right? Yeah. Good looking dude, has some hands, can kick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Javi's good, man. Good boxing. He trains at Champ Camp with his boxing, and then he trains out at Empire. I believe he's one of the captains there, man. He's going against Ray Angelo. Ray Angelo's one of the Peak Brothers. Mm-hmm. So, you know, they're down, man. I think Ray has 4 or 5 fights. I think Javi has similar 4 or 5 fights, you know. And it's gonna be a good fight, man. Javi wants to prove that he's not just a wrestler, that he wants to stand and trade with Ray the whole time, and that's what Ray's looking for, you know. It's gonna be a good fight, man. I'm excited for that fight. Javi hasn't fought in a while, so it's gonna be great to get him back out there. Yeah. When he called me up and told me he wanted to fight, I was like, I got you right away.
Yeah, man. And is that a 135 or 125?
They're fighting at 125.
125. Nice. Dude, I was always say, I was like, that looks like a Peak Brother right there for a second. I didn't know that. That's cool. All right, cool, man. So moving up to the higher in the card, man, we got oh man, I'm gonna ruin his name. You would say it for me.
Aziz Kazbeth.
Yeah,
Kazbeth.
Because I remember during the interview, I was like, Kazbeth. Oh, that sounds so cool, man.
Sorry, Aziz, man.
Yeah, man. But yeah, Kazbeth was a Coleman.
Jason Coleman.
Tell us a little bit about this one.
So Jason Coleman, he's part of that Zoe Rubio team, man. Just a slugger, man. Just hard hitting.
Oh, I think I have. He's fighting Primal too.
Yeah, he's fought on last Primal. He had the pink gloves on and stuff.
Him, man, him and Rubio, no wonder they're friends. They just go forward.
Man, they just walk you down. So Jason Coleman, he's crazy. Just like so, you know, I think they live together, man. They're like best friends. So
yeah, that's dope.
Those guys, he's gonna slug it out. And Aziz, man, he's also one of those technical guys, man. Good jujitsu on the ground. Real slick jujitsu, but can strike, man. He's tall, lean, he's strong. And Aziz, man, he's a dentist. He's going.
Yeah, I remember I was getting to know him a little bit. Yeah.
Super nice guy. Probably the nicest guy you'll ever meet in your life.
Those are the ones you got to worry about.
But he's a silent assassin.
Yes.
Man. And he's ready. He's been putting in the work. He knows he's going up against a dangerous brawler. So this fight right there, they're gonna start the main card off right there. Those two are starting the main card off as their debuts.
Nice.
So that's a big thing, and it's gonna be a good fight, man.
Yeah, man. And that's the thing too, is like a lot of these guys a lot of guys understand it. There's exhibition fights, and then there's amateur fights. So there's like levels, and a lot of these guys are putting in they go into the smokers, they do these exhibition fights, and then they get into an MMA fight when they're ready. So I'm excited to see both of them go out there and put on a show for the fans. Next one, damn, these two boys right here, man. These two boys, man. I'm excited. And like I said, I'm getting to know all these guys, and I get to interview them and get to know them. And I just get excited once I get to know them a little bit, man. So let's talk about this next one.
So yeah, Eric Ortega from Silver City, then Daniel Lam from Empire. Daniel Lam is the fighter that you want to come watch.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, you watch his last performance, he put on a show. I mean, that boy just threw, I don't know how much, I want to say he threw 700, 800 punches in that fight.
Yeah, man. He volume, precise.
Max Holloway, man. Just throws and numbers, big shots, big combos, big kicks. He's going to keep it standing. And Eric Ortega, same thing. I've seen videos of him sparring, and he's tough too, man.
Yeah.
These guys.
When I was talking to him on the video, he's like, my opponent might not be giving me respect, but I'm going to go in there. It's not going to be an easy day for me, and it's not going to be an easy day for him.
They had a couple little back and forths on Instagram through the interviews and stuff. You know, I don't think they like each other, man. And it's part of the game. Sometimes you're just not going to like, and they're out to kill each other, man.
Yeah.
Daniel Lam says he's going to finish him.
Yeah.
And Eric's like,
it's not. Yeah, I mean, I'm not looking past you, but at the same time, you're not going to just blow through
Eric
me.
He does have a lot. I talked to him. He does have a lot of respect for D-Lam, but he wants to put his name out there. He knows D-Lam has a lot of attention right now.
Yeah,
he wants to take that shine.
Yeah, if he comes down here, he's coming down from Silver City, coming down here, man, putting on a show, going back, and putting a stamp, to be able to put Lam down, definitely turn some heads.
That right there is going to be a great fight too, man. I'm real excited for that, man. That might be like a people's main event,
right?
Like something like that,
right? Hell yeah, man. They're both ready to bang.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. A lot of like the casual fan, and it's not a bad thing, but a lot of the casual fans don't like the takedowns or whatever. But it's part of the game. Exactly. But if you want to see like a striking fest, we just might see one right here.
It's gonna be a bloody mess. Clean up the cage after that fight.
All right, man. Moving up, we got some big boys.
Big boys.
We got some big boys. We got
man.
The Barber Bencomo. I had an interview with him, man. Shout out to him, man. Getting to know him a little bit. And Hernandez here from El Paso.
Yeah, man. Oh, I'm excited for that one, man. That cage is going to rattle him. I hope that cage doesn't break.
Right? A big dude.
That's going to be about 600 pounds in that cage, man. So Gabe, real nice guy, a barber. He has his own business out there in Albuquerque. They're from SFS, man.
Mm-hmm.
Freddie's team. And Freddie and his team, they come correct, man. Mm-hmm. Gabe, I seen him fight in Albuquerque before. I mean, I think that fight lasted, 20 seconds.
Yeah.
He came out and buckled this guy so bad. He hurt him real bad, man. I mean, the guy wasn't waking up for a while.
Yeah.
I think they had to carry him out the cage. So Gabe is just a big, strong guy, getting in real good shape. He eventually wants to go down to 205.
Yeah, I was going to tell him, he's like, I have a big dude, but I felt like to be more effective and things like that, he was making some changes. And I was cool. I was telling him, hey, that's awesome that, like for my size, I should be going a little bit further down, even though I could fight at heavyweight.
Yeah, he's a shorter guy, so he wants to work his way down to 205. And so does Hernandez. Jacob. I just got to know him a couple months ago, man. I say about 7 months ago. He's a real nice guy, man. Real popular guy, dude. I mean, this guy's popular. We posted his flyer. It went viral, like.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, man.
And he's from here, from
He's from Zen Martial Arts.
Oh, okay, cool.
But they say this guy's wrestling. It's next level,
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, I think Gabe was also a state champ too. So these guys, we don't know what we're gonna get from that fight, because they both have great wrestling. They both can knock people out. So I'm just eager to see who's gonna shoot first. If someone's gonna wrestle, or they're gonna slug it out. I'm not too sure.
Yeah. You never
But,
know with the heavyweights,
you gotta
right?
do what you got to do to win. You know?
Yeah.
Because I know if I'm in a fight and I'm getting pieced up, hey, I'm gonna shoot.
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
we're gonna do some jujitsu.
Yeah.
You know,
Let's test the ground a little bit.
So, you know, you got to do what you got to do to win. But Jacob, real popular guy, man. Definitely one of the popular guys on the card. Coming with a big crowd. And so is Gabe, man.
Mhm.
I mean, when I go out there to Albuquerque and I see that kid fight, he has I swear he has over
Yeah, and
100, 200 people with him.
SFS, and I'm starting to get to know the gyms. They got a lot of killers out there too,
So
man.
Gabe, he's coming down here with his family. You know, they got a couple VIPs and stuff. So he's gonna have his people right there, right by the cage. You know, so
and he has some fights under his belt too. You know what I mean? And is this Hernandez's debut?
It's Hernandez's debut. Yeah.
Mhm.
So he's been wrestling though for a long time, but it's his first real fight.
Yeah, MMA fight. So that's gonna be interesting. Ben Como coming down from Albuquerque, fighting Hernandez from Zen.
Sir,
Definitely,
yes, sir.
man. Let's
Big
move
boys.
into this co-main event.
Oh yeah.
Co-main
Yeah,
event.
John Moreno and Mike Sell. Oh man, I like Mike Sell.
Yeah.
I like that kid, man.
Santana.
Man. He's a warrior, man. He's another one of them guys that's down, man. He loves to stay active. He doesn't care who either.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, he had just fought in an exhibition Primal.
Mhm.
I was like, what the fuck aren't you getting ready for a fight?
Yeah, man.
He's like, yeah.
He just fought in an exhibition and it was
Yeah.
bad. He won by
yeah, man. He did
brutal
what he
hand
needed,
kick
he did what he needed to do, and you know, and
against a tough opponent.
Yeah.
He put him to sleep, man. It was bad to see, you know. But I like that from Mike Sell. You know, it could be a good confidence booster for him because going against John Moreno is going to be a big test for both of them, especially if when they do decide to go pro. This is a good fight for both of these guys right here. John Moreno, he's only 1-0, but the way he got that win, it was beautiful, man. It was he won by standing guillotine.
yeah, he said, yeah, he's standing submission. He told me,
strike.
yeah,
He can strike. That boy comes out blazing, and he's tough, man. He's a big boy too, you know. So when we made this fight happen, it was just like, wow, man, this is perfect, man. This is a perfect fight, perfect co-main event. Mike Sell has, I believe, 4 fights. You know, so he has a lot of experience, and like you said, he does a lot of exhibition smokers. Anytime he
out of Otero as well, man. Those guys are all beating the crap out of each other.
Yeah, man, they tear each other up over there with Zay and Dylan and Jed, man. So they work hard over there, and so does SFS, man. Those guys slug it out.
Yeah.
I'm real good friends with Freddie, man. He's a great coach, man. So shout out to Freddie. You know, I know you're probably going through some hard times right now, but we hope to still see you here at KFL, man. We love the energy, man. You've been a blessing to me, you know, because you're always down to give me fighters and help me with my organization. So, you know, shout out Freddie. And we hope to see you down here. But I'm excited for this fight. John's tough. So
yeah, I had an interview with him. He full confidence, looking good. He's been training for a while. So finally getting, you know, being more active. He's in the right place, right team.
Yep.
And that's the kind of stuff that, you know, that we like to see. And you know, shout out to how you're saying to the homeboy up there, man. You know, our thoughts and prayers are with you, whatever you got going on. And that shows you guys that, yes, these guys are all fighting each other, bro. This is a community. Everybody generally is looking out for each other. You know, no ill will feelings toward each other and things like that. So that was cool that you kind of just mentioned that on the side, man.
Sir.
Hope everything's going on with them and their family. But yeah, co-main event, Mike versus John. That's going to be, and that's a 170.
They're going to meet at 165.
65.
Yes,
Okay,
sir,
boom. So that's the co-main event. Is that a 5-rounder or is it that 3?
No, they're going to still fight.
Still fight 3. Okay. That's fight 3. So man, both tough dudes. I've never seen John fight. You've seen him. He's been putting in the time. You know, he has some experience under his belt. Of course, Mike, pretty active, you know, recently the past year as well. So co-main event, it'll be awesome. That was going to be easy to set up for this layup for slam dunk of a main event. Jesus Christ. Mr. Jeremy Robles versus Justin Cadell. I don't know if I'm ruining my bad, Justin. But yeah, how did this main event come about?
Let me just give a big shout out to Justin right out the gate, man. It is so hard to find someone to fight Jeremy. Nobody wants to fight Jeremy. I mean, he's a stud. It's tough. He's proven it. You know, Jeremy's 2-0 right now, but he's gonna be one of those guys that he'll probably have 1 or 2 amateur fights, and he's gonna turn into a professional. He wants to go to the UFC. That's all he talks about. Every time I'm with him, every time I see him, anything, it's always like I'm going to the UFC. I mean, if you go to his Facebook page, he already speaks like existence. He's already like, you know, UFC star, or he's, you know, something.
Yeah.
And I believe it.
Yeah.
He's young. He's hungry. Super sharp at everything he does, man. Great jiu-jitsu, great striking. He's just a killer, man. But
Justin seems like a silent assassin.
Man,
That guy,
much.
I know when I was talking to him on the interview, I could just feel like this guy is so calm and collected and chill. But growing up in sports, usually those type of guys they're just as sharp as the guy that's talking just as much as anything else. You know what I mean? Just the way he presents himself, like you can't underestimate that kind of type of guy, right?
Yeah, man. Justin's the man. Nothing but respect for Justin, man. I mean, he's from Phoenix. As soon as we were looking for an opponent for Jeremy, he wrote us right away and said, "I'm in.
Nice.
Run it. I'm down. I want that fight." Then he ran into some hard problems too. He had some hard times over there with his job and he was going through a lot of stuff. And we ran into a little complications. So we thought we lost the fight and we were like, oh man, not again for Jeremy, because it happens to Jeremy a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And he hit me back the next day. He said, "Man, I slept on it." He's like, "I'm there. I'm not pulling out.
Let's go.
This is the fight I want. I want Jeremy.
Nice.
I'm coming up there and I'm going to upset everybody."
Nice.
And that belt's coming back to Phoenix. And I was like, man.
That's dope. Yeah, because this is for a title.
It's for the title.
This is a second belt for KFL.
The second belt we're ever giving out for the featherweight championship.
And this is a 145?
145.
Dang.
So Justin has great jiu-jitsu, man.
Yeah.
High level purple belt. I think all his fights are won by submission. He's undefeated as well. And yeah, man. So this is going to be, man, can't blink on this one. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
We just are expecting a war, man. Because Justin's jiu-jitsu, Jeremy's striking, but Justin says he's been working.
Yeah, I know. Justin, I've been working my hands. He said he's been going to another gym to get his sparring sessions in. He is a jiu-jitsu guy, but he knows what he has to do to get better at other aspects of the game. And I'm sure he's not taking that lightly, going in there and just having to depend on a grappling game. If you can go in there and throw a head kick and throw somebody off, like, oh, damn.
Yeah, exactly. And then for someone to sign a contract, I mean, that speaks for itself. He feels he could beat. He didn't sign that contract for no reason.
Yeah.
He signed because he feels like he can beat you. He's not going to sign if it's like, oh, I'm going to lose.
Yeah.
And he has a lot of people coming down here. His wife and his family, they're real supportive, and they say, hey man, like Justin's going to beat this guy. You know? They know that El Paso's rooting for Jeremy.
Of course, yeah.
And they know they have something to prove when they come down here. And from what I'm hearing, that they say that belt's going back to Phoenix, and Jeremy's just like, no way.
And that's the best part too, man. Like they're both on their own missions. You know what I mean? They're both respectable, good dudes, and no ill will toward each other, but they're gonna try to take each other out to make it a point to say, this is exactly what I'm doing and this is why I'm doing it.
Exactly. Man.
You know what I mean? For him to be like, hey, I had stuff going on and I slept on it. Like, I'm not second guessing my decision. I'm going all in for Justin to be like, hey, I'm taking this fight. I'm going down there, doing my thing, and coming back home with the belt. You know what I mean?
And I respect Justin so much for that, man, because when you're going through hard times, man, it messes with everything, like, and for him to just the next day wake up, he called me like at 6 a.m. or something. He was like, I'm in. He was like, I don't care what I told you yesterday. I'm in. Like, I'm not backing out. Like, I want Jeremy and I'm gonna beat Jeremy.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, thank you, bro.
And those are the kind of guys that you want in the promotion. Those are the kind of guys that because eventually it's going to get to the point you guys are going to have to start turning guys away, because you guys had so many other guys that said yes and showed up, never had no problems. They want to fight this promotion, man. So a lot of guys don't understand. It's a privilege sometimes. Yes, we appreciate you coming in. You're an amateur, but when you start separating yourself from the crowd, and those are the kind of guys that you want to your own promotion, right?
Exactly, man. It makes it so much more easier. So I'm definitely excited for that main event. It's gonna be a great main event.
Yeah, man.
I'm excited. Who wants it more? Who wants that belt? Who wants to become the first KFL featherweight champ?
Man, I'm excited, man. All these fights lined up. I'm starting to get to know all these guys, man. December 7th, Pebble Hills High School. You guys, I'm telling you, doors open at 6. Get there at 5:30 because it is sitting, right? So wherever you get a spot, it's gonna fill up in there, guys. So
first come, first serve. We have about I think we have 2 VIP tables left. So if you don't want to worry about that and you want to come whenever time you want, DM us on the page, Kingdom Fight League, or DM me, Lamar Harris. And you can get a VIP and that'll save your spot. Everything else is general admission. We're not doing floor seats this time. So it's general admission and VIP only. The VIPs, you can come whenever you want. You'll have your table assigned. You don't have to stand in line. You'll come straight to the front. You'll get guided to your table.
Nice.
Everything else is going to be in the stands. So, yeah, man, just first come, first serve. You want to get the best seats, get there early.
Yeah, man. And that facility is nice. I was there not too long ago for a jiu-jitsu tournament. Great facility. the way it's laid out, I think it's perfect for an MMA event. I don't know if they've done one there before, but Kingdom Fight League 2 going down December 7th, man. I do appreciate you coming over, breaking down these fights, man. You know, good luck to all the fighters out there. You know, hope you guys have a healthy weight cut. Everybody's healthy, safe, coming down, driving. We'll see you guys out there Saturday. I'll be there early, getting to know some of the guys from out of town and doing some interviews, man. Make sure you guys come on down. Follow Kingdom Fight League on Instagram. They got the YouTube going, got fights, all different types of things. Shout out to all the people in the back scenes helping out KFL too. That, you know, it takes a lot of people in the back, right, man? You're always so gracious and letting everybody know that you appreciate their time and their help, man.
Yeah, man. One more time, man. Shout out Lonnie, shout out Ricky, man. Those are my guys right there. Us three, we make KFL, but then there's a lot of guys that, of course, as well. So shout out to everybody that's been putting in work. Thank you for the guys that bought shirts, represent KFL. You know, thank you for the guys that share like our posts, you know, everything. You know, it takes a lot to make this happen.
Hell yeah, man. Well, thank you so much,
Jimmy Dukes, for everything.
Hey, man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate
Shout
you guys,
out Jimmy, man, for going around doing all the interviews.
Hey, man, I appreciate it.
He'll be talking to you guys at the event. So
yeah, man,
much love to Jimmy, man.
I love working with you guys. Like, and you know, I've gotten to know you the past year or so, and you know, we had that talk for that podcast for KFL 1, man. But got good energy off of you, and any conversation I've ever had you in the gym, outside the gym, it's always been positive, man. So I do appreciate you, you know, shouting me out. But I love working with guys like you and promotions like this, man, because I enjoy this shit as much as you do, bro.
Yeah, man. It feels good talking to you. It feels natural, man. I'm usually nervous.
Yeah.
But when we're talking, it's just like we're just flowing.
Yeah, man.
I've done podcasts before where I'm just sitting there like I don't know what to say. I freeze up. I stutter a lot. When I talk to you, it's just like I'm talking to a brother.
Hey,
we've been knowing each other for 10 years.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that, man. I try to do my best when it comes to this, man. But make sure you guys check out all the interviews. They're on my YouTube channel, Jimmy Dukes Gaming. I have a lot of different content going on, but we've been focusing on some combat sports, getting to know a lot of the fighters, a lot of the gyms in this area, and hopefully expanding more as I get to work with Kingdom Fight League and, you know, bringing guys from out of town and I get to know them in their gyms. But thank you so much for your time, man. We'll see you. Yeah, man. We'll see you guys December 7th. Be out there. You see me, say what's up, buy a shirt, represent. Until next time, peace out, guys.